Welcome back to the History of Humankind. In our last episode, we discussed the migrations of modern humans out of Africa about 100,000 to 40,000 years ago, up to the development of advanced communication and technologies during the last ice age, around 20,000 to 15,000 years ago. Today we will learn about the all-important development of agriculture from about 10,500 BCE in Mesopotamia in present-day Iraq. As I said in the last episode, hunter-gatherers began to recolonize northern Europe, which was previously abandoned due to infringing ice caps about 15,000 years ago. Farther south, rising temperatures and rising sea levels caused massive floods, ideal for growing crops. So about 10,500 years ago, we see the first evidence of plant domestication, that of rye in Mesopotamia. Plant domestication of rye. Later on, they will also begin to grow einkorn, which is an early form of wheat, which you can see here in the upper right-hand corner, as well as barley. By about 8,000 BCE, we see einkorn and barley. At the same time, China is growing millet, and the Americas, they're growing squash and beans. So in China you have millet, and the Americas, squash, from about 8,000 BCE. It's not surprising that about this time we also see the development of mud brick housing, and as well as the domestication of goats and sheep. About 8,000 BCE, we also see the construction of a stone wall at Jericho. And this was not to protect against warfare as much as it was to protect against flooding. Jericho's stone wall. Pigs, and especially cattle, were domesticated about 7,000 BCE. 7,000 BCE in present-day Pakistan. And they were used to cultivate wheat, barley, and legumes. About 6,200 BCE, farming communities with stored supplies of grain develop in Mesopotamia. Farming communities with surplus of grain. About 5,500 BCE, we see copper smelting arise. Copper smelting in Southeast Europe and the Near East. Let me erase everything here. Now, about 5,000 BCE, animals are beginning to be used for their milk, their meat, as well as for pulling plows to aid in the harvesting of crops. And around 4500 BCE, a turntable for the making of pottery was invented, and this would later on become the first wheel used in the transport of grain as well as for military purposes. So in Europe we see the wheel used for transport of grain and for the military. In the next episode, we will discuss the invention of history with the beginning of writing about 3300 BCE in Mesopotamia. So thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next episode.